I'm very excited to have my next guest join us. She has a new album out called I Blame the World. It is Sasha Alex Sloan.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How's it going?
So wonderful to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. It's been a long time.
So long. And in fact, I've known you since you went by Sasha Sloan.
I know. So much has changed since we
much
last
has
saw each
changed.
other. We've lived through a name change, a pandemic, and a whole bunch of music.
Yeah, and life changes as well. Which
And life changes.
I want to talk about.
I'm old now. Yeah, I'm engaged.
Oh gosh.
So much has happened.
Where do we start?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to let you do that.
How was your summer? Let's start with that.
Summer was good. I've been on tour for most of it.
Yeah.
Which has been fun because I have been enjoying traveling again since I didn't get to do it for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been having a good time, and it's good to be doing live music again.
It's so interesting how artists gravitate towards touring when they don't have it, but then when they're touring, they're like, oh, get me in the studio again.
Yeah, that is the one thing about tour that gets a little old for me, if I'm being honest, is just like every night it's the same show for you, but it's a new show for everyone who's there. So I think for me, I really miss songwriting. So it's the one part of tour that gets really hard is like, you're not being creative, and that's what I love most about music. So,
which is a very curious statement, because I think last we spoke at some point earlier in your career, you had a lot of inhibitions, a lot of uneasiness performing live.
Yeah.
To hear you say, oh, I miss touring and I'm having a ball is very interesting.
I think I took touring for granted. And during the pandemic, obviously, we lost a lot of privileges, and touring was one of them that I just, at the time I didn't know how good I had it. But, touring, I do still have a love-hate relationship with touring, because for some reason, my stage anxiety has gone away. I don't know why, and I'm just enjoying it while it lasts. I think I'm just looking at it as I'm just here to have fun instead of putting all this pressure on myself. But yeah, I'm getting older, and sleeping on a bus and eating McDonald's every day has been starting to take a toll that it hadn't taken before.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you attribute to getting over that anxiety? Because there are a lot of artists that are studio musicians that now all of a sudden go on stage and oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah, I don't know if it's apathy or just, I don't know, maybe that is also part of getting older. You just become a little more comfortable and confident in yourself, whereas I guess I'm closer to being 30 than I am being 20 now, and I feel like a lot has happened to me in those years. You kind of just find yourself a little more. Because
of the fact that you're bringing this up, you went through a pandemic during a very formidable time in your life, turning 25, which a lot of people use as a milestone.
Yeah.
What was that like, turning 25?
I kept saying I was really upset that my hottest years were spent inside my house for 2 years, and I was just going to get worse from here. So that was pretty upsetting. No, it was really interesting.
Was it something that you were looking forward to as you were getting older?
I think I'm someone who's really looking forward to my 40s. I know.
Why?
That may sound weird. I just feel like I'm really going to not give it anymore. Can I say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like every year I know myself a little more, and I feel like 30s I'm still going to be kind of a little insecure, but 40s I'm just going to be I've made it. I don't care anymore.
Does parental advice come into play and seeing them get older?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people really like their 30s, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But yeah, my mom's rocking it in her 50s.
Oh, nice.
I think she really likes it.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's also an attitude or a perception or an approach of life that a lot of people have taken in recently in the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the fact that you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So why care? Just do what you love. Never mind anybody else. Ignore the noise.
I think I also got so depressed during COVID that I took on this mentality of nothing matters. And for a while it was nothing matters, and it was really sad. And now I've just kind of converted that into nothing matters, like this.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of awesome and freeing.
I like the way you were able to do that. And
yeah.
It's interesting the music that you created on this album, because it's a lot of what the heck,
I think what the pandemic did for me was before the pandemic, it was just like me, and all my songs were about me. And they still are. But I don't know if I had that, that broader view on the world. And when you go through something globally, I think you can't help but think about everyone else. And I think it was really important for me to go through that and kind of look more outward than inward.
Was there a particular moment or something that might have happened personally that kind of gave you that light bulb moment?
I don't know. I think it was just like staying in my house every day and just reading the news.
Which is awful.
Yeah, it's not great.
I tried to avoid the news.
I know. I can't help it.
During those years, it was like every day it was.
I know. I liked to dwell, apparently. Yeah, so I was dwelling a lot.
Yeah.
But it was kind of freeing in the sense that, the world's a really big place. And nothing matters.
It is.
In
nothing
that
matters.
way.
That's right. Especially when I hear a song where you're talking about I hate myself or WTF and so forth. And one song that, a set of lyrics where you don't want to go to a party, you'd rather stay home and eat chips and listen to Nine Inch Nails and so forth and so on,
yeah.
right? That's another I don't care moment.
Yeah. No, I think also I have a hard time with people who, not people, just like the general, everything's going to be great and fine, attitude, and like the slogans of live, laugh, love and bless this home and, like all those, I just think are really funny. And that's the Live, Laugh, Love song that was inspired by that. I remember being in a TJ Maxx during the pandemic and just looking at all these signs, those like aisles of signs that are just inspirational.
Yeah.
And going, wow. With Only Child, which was my first album, I really just wanted to put out songs I loved. And I put a lot of pressure on myself for my debut album. And I was like, the songs need to be good and I need to be taken seriously. And I got really in my head. And with this second album, I was just like, I don't give a shit more what people think. And I want to have a good time and I want the production to be fun. And I think I just wanted to take myself less seriously because I can sometimes get really, really hardcore about that. And I think it can hinder what I do and what I write. And I think with Only Child, I also didn't sit down and create a world for it. I kind of just picked songs that I liked and put them on an album. And with I Blame the World, I really wanted to create this atmosphere of like, okay, all the songs kind of fit together sonically, they live in the same world. So that was fun for me too, because that's something I've never done before.
How do you view music that you'll make from this point forward? Not caring, getting ready to be married, entering a new chapter of your life?
I think I'm gonna just let myself be unfiltered and really for the first time not care what other people think while I'm writing music. That's how I started, you know? Because I'm always thinking about, my fans and what they want to hear. And I think that's important, but I think also maybe they'll like the music more if I stop thinking about that. So it's like always this weird back and forth I'm going through, and I think next album I'm just gonna, take that mentality and be like, I'm really confident about this, for better or worse, so here we go.
I think it should always be like that. And
I know, it's true.
And it goes back to when you started making music in the first place. It was you in your bedroom by yourself. You didn't have any fans, so you were just making music.
Yeah.
And to get back to that.
I just don't want to disappoint them, so I'm always thinking about like,
don't care.
I know. I'm not caring anymore. It's my new motto.
I can tell.
Don't give a anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last question. When is the big day?
When is the big day?
Yeah.
I think November 11th.
Oh.
Yeah, it's our anniversary. It's a Friday.
Okay.
It's a holiday. It's Veterans Day, so people have it off. So I think we literally last week were like, let's just figure it out and do it. So it's gonna be very low key.
You really thought this through.
Yeah, we just started inviting people and people bought plane tickets, so now we have to figure something out.
Nice.
So not quite sure where it's gonna be or what we're gonna do.
I was gonna ask where
but we're gonna get married on that day.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And is there a big honeymoon planned as well? And
we've never been to Hawaii, so I think we're gonna go there.
Nice.
But we're gonna see how much the wedding costs first, and then we'll see how much the honeymoon costs. So yeah.
Well, let's get some more albums sold.
Yeah, exactly. If everyone could just buy some more albums towards my wedding, that would be amazing. Yeah.
all the things.
Exactly. Sorry, my eyes been watering this whole time.
No.
I'm not crying.
I was about to say, talk about your
Just
wedding.
sad
You're
all
already,
the time.
No, you're talking about your wedding, so these are happy tears.
Yeah, this is a happy tear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on that.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
all the
it.
success to you, and appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed.
Thanks.
It is Sasha Sloan right here on B-Sides.